Welcome back to the Sunraysia Daily Office for our federal election night coverage. I'm Michael Di Fabrizio. We're bringing you the coverage of Malee and Farrer, two races that were thought to be quite competitive, but it's looking like we might be close to having both of those called now. So Farrer, as we said earlier, is looking like the Liberals MP Susan Lee is going to retain that, so we'll come back to that in a second. But the National Party's federal president, Larry Anthony, has just told the ABC that this is a quote from him: "We've held all our seats with no change." So that appears to be the Nationals' federal president calling the seat of Malee. And Ann Webster has just told Sunraysia Daily that she was quietly confident about the result going her way. She said she was humbled and privileged that Malee voters had opted to return the Nationals. So it's looking like the Nationals are claiming the seat of Malee as that they will retain that seat. Now, what's happened in the past hour is we've got a few more important booths that have come through. We've got our first batch of pre-poll, so that was one of the questions, was how will pre-poll voting centres go? Will they reflect the trend on election day today? That was just the Swan Hill pre-poll. We also saw possibly the biggest booth in Mildura today, which was the Salvation Army booth that came through, as well as Maryborough, Warwick Nabil, Donald. So some of the bigger booths around the electorate have all come in through the last hour. And it's actually been a slight swing towards the coalition in the last hour or so. So Ann Webster's first preference vote, if I just bring that up, that's sitting at around 30%, and Serge Petrovic around 16%. So they combined were about 46.8% first preferences, which, as we've been discussing, that should be enough to see them go over the line. If that is reflected in the pre-poll, that's probably the only thing that could possibly muck up the equation, is that if the early voting is drastically different to what we've seen today on election day. But at this stage, like I said, the Nationals are claiming the seat as a win. Beyond that, yeah, that's probably about all we can say for the seat of Malee at the moment. Just in Farrer, again, the numbers are pretty similar to where they were an hour ago. In fact, Kevin Mack seems to have dropped just below 20%, and he's only a little bit ahead of the Labor candidate, who was third with 15.5% of first preferences. Susan Lee is sitting at just over 50 and about 60% when it comes to the two candidate preferred votes. So on all metrics, it's pointing to a Susan Lee win in Farrer as well. So that's the latest at the moment. There has been, to be clear, in Malee, there has been a swing against the coalition. Their first preference vote has dropped by quite a bit. We won't know until the final results. So perhaps one of the questions to follow from here, if it is a Nationals win, is how marginal the seat will be. We might not know that again until all the final distribution of preferences, which we won't see tonight because the AEC have put the Nationals and Labor as the two candidates in Malee. So in coming days, we'll get a read on how marginal the seat of Malee has become, if indeed, of course, the Nationals, as they are claiming, have won the seat. So we'll keep you updated on sunraysiadaily.com.au as it all unfolds. We'll have Ann Webster's comments up there as well that she just gave the Sunraysia Daily just moments ago. We'll have that on the live coverage as well. The links are there in the description. And yeah, join in at the Sunraysia Daily website, and we'll probably see you again in about an hour.